I think that when it comes to, like you said, Dune was a perfect film for you. I think that Anora is a perfect film for me. What did you think of it, though?
I really enjoyed it. It was my number three movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10. So I really thought really highly of it. The performances were great. Like the acting of Honora and what was his name? Igor. Like both of them were fantastic leads. I thought that, yeah, kind of like what you said of like just being invested the whole time and having just being fully enthralled in a movie and being like, I have to know how this ends. And just, yeah, during the point of the movie, like there was so many ways that it could have went, and I thought that the ways that it did go were unexpected. And I think that the directing is really great, and the performances, yeah, only make it better.
Yeah, this movie takes like takes the smallest little moments and makes them feel huge, and then somehow makes like these big overarching themes feel like insignificant in the main storyline. And it's advertised, or maybe not advertised, but like when you search this up on Google, it's romantic comedy. So I guess you could fit this in as a rom-com, and it's a rom-com without romance. Like it's a rom-com where two people get married, but there's no romance whatsoever. And it's a drama, but it's not like melodramatic. It's a comedy, and there's nothing in it that should actually be very funny. But what makes it funny is the performances and how like deeply human it all feels. It really feels like I'm just like reading a Reddit post of some absurd thing that happened to somebody, but it's like believable somehow because they have proof. And that's exactly like what this is. This is an absurd situation, but everything feels so real in terms of dialogue when these characters are talking to each other. I was convinced that this had to be written by like someone at oldest like 25, 30, because of how like convincingly they talk like Gen Z. I think
Yeah.
that's such a big misstep with a lot of these films that come out, because Gen Z does have a very particular like way they talk, and it's not saying cap or sus every other word, but it's more nuanced than that. And this film really nails that. This is like the Gen Z like romance comedy drama. It's so well done. Sean Baker was the director, and he was absolutely baking with this one. He wrote, directed, and produced this thing. It is flawless in my opinion. It is the like blackest humor that I think we've gotten in like the Oscars. This is comedy that like sneaks up on you and makes you feel like you shouldn't be laughing, but you do because it's objectively funny and absurd, and it really worked with my sense of humor.
Yeah.
And the scenes where it's supposed to be emotional don't feel unearned. Everything feels so real and so natural that I was so invested in the characters at the end. Even like Igor, who comes in and he feels like he's just some random grunt. You slowly, like the way they write his character to drop little hints that he's not this bad guy, and he feels like certain things and he doesn't want to do that. All these things. It's so well done. I love this. I thought it was the best movie of 2024. I thought it is the closest thing to a perfect film I've seen since Paddington 2. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 just because Paddington 2 exists. So therefore, no movie could be a 10 out of 10. But this is as close as it gets for me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you said it all. I gave this movie, I might have already said a 9 out of 10. And yeah, I would be happy with it winning. I think that, I don't know if you've seen Sean Baker's other movies. He did like that Tangerine movie that was like that movie that was shot on an iPhone from like
I,
a few years back.
I haven't, but I did look into him after watching this, and I wanted to watch the one with Willem Dafoe. He has a movie with him. I think it's like Florida something.
Oh, the Florida Project.
Yeah, I want to go and watch that after seeing this. I think this is probably going to lead to a lot more opportunities for him, especially if he gets that credential. And I think right now, this is the odds-on favorite to win. It's between this and The Brutalist. I think that's kind of crazy because that's my 1 in 10. I definitely think that there's other films more deserving than The Brutalist personally.